Hello, I am the official Carla Lorraine, and I am here doing a recap review of Big Brother 24, episode 31. And let's go on and get into it. Okay, so this is the live eviction night, okay? Live eviction night heading into the final four. So then there was five, then there was the veto, and Brittany won the cuckoo clock competition, and now it's the live eviction night. Okay? After this, the end of this episode, there will be four remaining in the house. So you can see now here is Monty, Taylor, and Alyssa are on the block. There's Turner and there's Brittany. Okay. Julie Chen. Okay. She says there's a budding showmance. And I was like, what? What? Because I haven't been watching the feeds because I didn't want to have any spoilers in my head when I'm recording these because I've been a little busy with other things and I haven't. That's why, like, today is probably going to be 3 videos to catch up for tonight, like, for real. So, budding showmance. Taylor and Monty, what? And I'm like, I should have been watching the feeds, but I wasn't. And I'm like, at least I'm surprised with you guys, if you guys are surprised, because I am. I was surprised. So Alyssa is thinking of how to paint Taylor, because this is okay before the live show. So a lot of this is going to be before the live show. Obviously, they're going to show some back footage of what happened before they went live. Okay, Alyssa's in the DR, and she's saying she's thinking of how to paint Taylor as someone not to take to the end, even though Taylor's close with both Monty and Brittany. She's like, well, Monty can be a tiebreaker if the votes are tied, because she's pretty certain she'll have Turner's vote to stay. So she's really concentrating more on working on Brittany. But she still needs to work on Turner too, just to, make certain she has his vote. Brittany says she feels alone. But if Taylor still has her back, she's rolling with her. And she tells that to the DR. But here she's telling, she and Taylor are speaking, and like, we're going to get to the end, we're going to make it, and we just have to get there. We just have to get there. So Alyssa is working on Turner. And she says to Turner, I'd never say anything about Taylor personally, but, and then she goes on to talk about Taylor and Taylor's game and stuff, but she didn't say anything really negative about Taylor. She was just saying that she's good and she's a good player, and that she's bad, and that therefore she's easier to beat because she really has a good playing. She's like, take me. It's easier to win with me. Like, don't vote me out. Vote Taylor out. That's what she's telling Turner. And Turner's like, okay, well, yeah, you're right. That was a good pitch. You're right. So Turner's telling Alyssa that he's good. He sounds, I'm good with it. But he, in actuality, is not sure if he will vote for Alyssa to stay, because he doesn't want to piss off Monty, who was the HOH. He's also his friend. So he's telling Alyssa he's going to keep her, but he's thinking, I don't know, because Monty kind of don't want you to stay, and I'm good with Monty. So anyway, Brittany is jealous or upset that the rest of the house guests have forged relationships in the house, late night slumber parties and things of that such, while she's been frumpy dumpy, going to bed super early compared to them. She's saying 2 a.m. was when she goes to bed usually, and they stay up till 8 a.m. So she's like, I'm going to bed, and she feels left out of all the fun, the sleepovers, summer parties, what she refers to them as. So this is them having a summer party, getting ready. Monty, Taylor, and Alyssa hopping in an HOH bed, and Brittany's all like, she's like, I want more FaceTime with Taylor. Like, if I'm supposed to be your ally, why don't you never talk to me? We don't have any conversations and stuff. And so Monty likes Taylor, and he asked her for back rubs and such now. And Taylor is starting to like him also. And she says to the DR that she was always attracted to him, but she needs to be pursued. And and they never really had a connection anyway, pretty much in the game, because, in the beginning, everyone was mean to Taylor, including Monty. So she was on a little lone island by herself until the leftovers formed, which was formed as an island around Taylor to like protect her, and also the misfits. Like they were, but they weren't all misfits. But anyway, the people who felt like Taylor was being dissed, and they formed an alliance called the Leftovers. Okay, so Monty's in. Everybody who's in the house right now, aside from Alyssa, was in that Leftovers alliance. Okay, other alliances have formed since, but there was still the Leftovers, which was 7. Okay, so this is now all. Well, all of them got in a bed. I don't think I showed it, but Turner had hopped in also. Anyway, so it was the sleepovers consisted of Turner, Taylor, Monty, and Alyssa all hopping into bed, and Brittany was off on her own. Sad. Anyway, Taylor and Monty are in the HOH room. They're sleeping. They're talking or whatever. He says, I'll keep your space. You keep your space, and this and that. And then they end up snuggling together, and they end up kissing. And then Alyssa pops in without knocking, says she's looking for Turner. But I think she was spying. But she said she was looking for Turner. This is Turner. This is where he was. He was in that room over there sleeping elsewhere, fast asleep. And Alyssa goes to Brittany, who's in the shower, and says, Monty and Taylor are all in the HOH room, and she doesn't know where Turner is. And I don't know where Turner is. And she says, I feel like they're waiting for me to go to bed or go to sleep or something. And Brittany is like, oh my God, she is so over it. She's wondering if Taylor is using her as a final tool, using her to get where she needs to go, but actually has a final two with Monty. She says Taylor spends all her time in the HOH room now. She didn't tell this to Alyssa. She tells it to the DR. But, this is what she's thinking. Okay, so anyway, now this is back to the live eviction portion. Live eviction portion of the show. Julie says, with only 2 votes needed, a sympathy vote could make all the change between staying or going. She's foreshadowing. Well, sometimes she foreshadows. Sometimes it's nothing. Sometimes it's empty. So we still have to watch to see what's going to happen. So we weren't anyway, but I was still going to watch. But sometimes she likes to make things, the producers like to give her little things to say that seem a little bit foreshadowing, foreboding, or whatever. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's empty. Okay. My device started talking to me, so I have to cut that out. Anyway, Taylor, Alyssa, and Monty are sitting in the kitchen, and they're having a discussion. Brittany is in the bathroom, which is very close to the kitchen, area, and she can hear them talking. And she hears, I'm not certain if this was Alyssa who was speaking or Taylor, who says that they feel very lucky to have known Michael and to been able to get close to him. And Brittany's overhearing these things, and Taylor says, thanks, Michael. She starts to cry. She says to the DR that when Taylor felt betrayed by Joseph, that she herself was by Taylor's side, helping her cope with her feelings. And now that Michael has left and he said all those things about Brittany on his way out, that she wishes the same from Taylor, that Taylor would be there by her side and helping her cope with her feelings and the feeling of betrayal and all these things. And that it hurts because she feels as though Taylor is laughing about it and doesn't feel like Taylor is by her side at all. She's like, she's laughing about what happened. Like, but in all reality, I didn't see the feeds. We already know this. I'm only seeing what is being aired. But to me, it didn't seem like Taylor, Monty, or Alyssa were laughing at Brittany. It seemed to me as though they were acknowledging good gameplay. Not about Brittany at all, so much as other than that he fought to the dying end. But it didn't seem to me as though they were laughing at Brittany. And Brittany could have been sitting very well, sitting in the kitchen with them and been in the conversation. And I think that the conversation would have been exactly the same. And Brittany probably would have been like, yeah, that was a good move. Like, that was smart of him, and she knows that it was her getting a heads up. He was giving her a heads up about the messy gameplay she was doing and that everyone knew. And it was confirmed when Monty told her in the episode prior, which you could have probably have watched of mine, which is episode 29, the review and recap of episode 29, was that Monty was telling Brittany, these things have been told to me. Like, girl, your game was messy and everybody knew. Michael was giving you a heads up and you said you understood that in the DR some days ago, and now you're sitting up crying, saying they're laughing, and they're not laughing at you, boo. Okay? Well, maybe they are, and I didn't see the feed, so, things get edited, but it doesn't seem to me as she's feeling alone. I understand feeling alone. I understand when you feel like you don't have anyone on your side or there's no one you can actually confide in. Because even though she could confide in Taylor, Taylor is all wrapped up in Monty right now, and she is not checking for Brittany. She's all up in her own little head of her showmance. So that's what that is, I think. That's what I think. I don't know for a fact because I have not watched the feeds. Okay. But it doesn't seem to me as she's feeling alone. I understand feeling alone. I understand when you feel like you don't have anyone on your side or there's no one you can actually confide in. Because even though she could confide in Taylor, Taylor is all wrapped up in Monty right now, and she is not checking for Brittany. She's all up in her own little head of her showmance. So that's what that is, I think. That's what I think. I don't know for a fact because I have not watched the feeds. Okay. That's what I think. I don't know for a fact because I have not watched the feeds. Okay. So Alyssa goes into the bathroom and sees Brittany in there and asks how she's doing. Brittany's probably still crying. Brittany says not good and that she has no idea what's happening in the house. And Alyssa asks Brittany if she can help her with that. She's like, well, can I help you with that? And then Brittany says, which the caption is, I know what my game is. It's just win. And hopefully I'll win until the end. And then which was Michael's plan, to win until the end. But it doesn't work. It didn't work for Michael. I don't think it's going to work for Brittany. All of a sudden she's going to start winning like everything. No, I don't think so. But Alyssa says that it doesn't have to be that way with her having to win to the end, and if she can help her. Brittany says she thinks Turner will vote. Well, she tells this to the DR. She doesn't tell Alyssa. She's in the DR. She's telling the DR. She thinks Turner will vote however Monty wants. And so she can't help Alyssa. She does tell Alyssa that as well, that um, she can't help her. She's like, I wish I could help you, but I can't. I can't help you. Um, because if Turner votes however Monty wants, and Monty wants Alyssa out, that means Alyssa will be out. And if Brittany were to try to help Alyssa, it would just be one vote. And Brittany could vote for Alyssa, but if Turner is voting Alyssa out, then Monty would be the tiebreaker. So she's like, I can't help you because if Monty wants you out, you'll be out because he's a tiebreaker. And she'll go home. She's like, my vote doesn't count. My vote doesn't count this week. And so Alyssa actually understood that. And she was like, so she tells the DR that Brittany telling her that she can't save her this week implies that Turner is not voting to keep her. And therefore, she has a lot of work to do this week in trying to get Turner to keep her. Brittany tells Alyssa to make Turner choose. She says, make him choose. She's like, yeah, I'm going to have to make him choose. So Alyssa goes, finds Turner, and she puts on her crocodile tears. She's trying to convince Turner that Monty and Taylor have each other for the end and that she just wants a sympathy vote. She's like, Brittany's going to vote me out because she's friends with Taylor. Can I just at least have her sympathy vote? And she tells Turner that she would die for him in the game. Like, I would do it, like, can you do this for me? Because I would do it for you, basically. Turner tells Alyssa she has a problem separating game from friendship. Because he's like, well, I'm going to do what's good for my game. She tells him that if he votes her out, she'd never forgive him and they won't be friends anymore, even outside the house. Which makes Turner want to vote her out even more because now she done pissed him off. He's like, the fuck? You really can't separate game from friendship. Like, this is... And he's annoyed with the conversation. He wants the conversation to end. And he's annoyed with her lack of being able to separate game and life. And yeah, he's just a little pissed. And I'm pretty certain that Alyssa was lying to convince him to vote her to stay. But she did a bad job of it anyway. So this is they're doing their eviction speeches. Taylor looking gorgeous. She says, keep me if I'm good for your game. And I am. So keep me, as she tells them. And then Alyssa gets up looking gorgeous as well. And she says, all love. And then it's an expensive decision. And Taylor, you're my girl and I love you. And she gives shout outs to her family and stuff and friends and stuff on the outside of the house. Okay. So then there's just the 2 votes. Unless there's a tie, in which case Monty would break it. So the 2 votes are Brittany and Turner. And Brittany is told by Julie that she's going to be going to vote first. Brittany goes in and she votes to evict Taylor. She votes to evict Taylor. Wow. That's your friend. Like, I was going to say BFF, but BFF second BFF because Michael. And then there was Taylor. You voted to evict Taylor. Okay, wow. So Turner goes in. Turner votes to evict Alyssa. The lines have shifted. Okay, so Brittany voted to evict her friend, and Turner voted to evict his friend. Wow. And now there's a freaking tie. There's a tie. Like, okay. So Julie tells them it's a tie. Taylor's was like, hmm. Their faces when Julie tells them, okay? Before, like, wow, okay. Monty is being told by Julie that he has to break the tie. Taylor's face as the news is told that there's a tie. And Monty now has to break the tie. He's like, what? But, smile. Monty. Monty votes. Monty votes. Let's see who walks out that door. Alyssa. Alyssa. Pretty girl. Beautiful girl. I think she's pregnant, though. I think she's pregnant. And I hope that everything turns out okay with her and the baby and all that stuff, if she is. But I think that she's pregnant with Cal's baby. Look at her face. Look at her cheeks. There and there. It's a difference. Anyway, I gain weight in my cheeks when I get pregnant. I do. I gain a little weight in my cheeks. Get a little fat. Anyway, not that they're not already fat, but they get fatter. Anyway, Alyssa talking with Julie. Julie Chin, Moonves, reminds us that Alyssa has been watching and practicing comps since she was 8 years old with her family, but she hasn't won a single thing. And she's like, well, Alyssa, you voted out Cal, it's stated, and she says that Alyssa says that she stands by her decision to vote out Cal, although it was hard. But like, okay, you voted out your baby daddy, possibly. Definitely your showmance. They were in a relationship at one point. They were calling each other boyfriend and girlfriend. You voted him out. You voted him out. Not that you just watched him leave. You actually voted him out. But you told Turner you wouldn't be friends with him if he voted you out. And she says she stands by her decision to vote out Cal, although it was hard. But she was like only halfway telling the truth about Turner. Like, it would hurt her, but she would still be his friend, basically. Taylor's doing jury management, and she tells Alyssa that there was a gentleman's agreement between Turner and Monty, and that Taylor was the pawn in it, that she would sit with Alyssa to get Alyssa out, that was the guy's plan. So that's jury management, okay? So Alyssa is now just pissed at Turner after the exit messages have been heard, and is hoping for Brittany and Taylor to be the final two. This is what she tells Julie. Okay. So now there's the race to the final three begins. Now this is the HOH competition. Monty cannot compete. Head of household competition begins. This is the second to last HOH of the summer. Monty can't compete. And this one is all about Julie. It's a montage of outfits she's worn all summer. It is a nod to BB Canada because they did that in either season 1 or season 2, where there was a competition centered all around the hostesses, and she's also the executive producers outfits that summer. So that this is a nod to them, and that this is cute. Okay, so I'm gonna show you the outfits. Okay, so Julie, she's doing it's like one of those TikTok things. So she's dancing and stuff, and she's changing her clothes and change her clothes, or do something, change her clothes. So she's in this, and she's in this, she does something, and she's in that hideous outfit, and she's in that, and she's in that. There's a shoe down there. There's a shoe down there. When you see that shoe, she puts that shoe down. And so then she's in that, and she's that, and that, and that, and that. She picks it up. Then she's in that. And then Zingbot comes out. What? And then he zaps her. And then she's in that. And then the end. Okay, I thought it was cute. Okay, so I wanted to show you guys because I thought it was cute. So Taylor, Brittany, Turner, they're competing, asking questions. I'm just going to go through this 1-1. These are the scores, the answers, the scores. Final two. Final two. They tied. No, it's a tiebreaker. Tiebreaker is a question that has to do with numbers. If you go over, you're pretty much out. If you go over the number, you're pretty much out unless both people go over. Then the person closest to the actual number wins. But if you go over, even if you're over by only one, and somebody is under by even like by 1,000, the person under wins. Okay, so Taylor and Brittany go. You probably can't see the numbers. 980, 2,700. Taylor and Brittany. Taylor wins. Taylor wins. She's the new HOH. Okay. So there they are. Final four. Final four. We're going to live with the final four because this is already gone. Final four. Taylor smiling. So happy with her necklace, her HOH key. Big brother. And then it tells us when the next one's air. And I'm trying to have them all up because today is Thursday. And I need to have these done. And the cookout's going to be on tonight's episode, talking about the game and this season and how they think everyone's doing, which will be interesting. It's only going to probably be like a 4-minute segment, if that. And a little bit of, the outside of the house from the studio. Okay. And then them in the kitchen talking by the memory wall. And that's that. That is that, my dears. That is that. So we did pretty good. If you have any questions or comments, put them down below and I will answer them. I will comment back. I will answer any questions about the show, about the episode. And if you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe, like, comment, hit the notification bell if you'd like to be notified whenever I post a video. And I love you all. I'll see you next time. Bye.